Ever see a frozen waterfall and think, hey, I should try climbing that sucker? Well, today on At Your Leisure, we're trying that out for you. I'm Stephen Human. Join me and special guest host Anna Rossi as we go from the bottom to the top on a slab of ice. Then Kory previews the first OHV Jamboree of the year and discovers why riding with a couple hundred friends can change your experience in the outdoors. Finally, Reece goes fly fishing in the snow and sees what's biting. Own the outdoors with At Your Leisure right now. All right. A waterfall that is frozen. That can only mean one thing if it's at your leisure, and that means we are going to climb it, right? Right. All right, welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Stephen Human, and everybody else, Chad, Rhea, Alicia, are all at Take a Friend Snowmobiling. And so we decided that we were going to clone Rhea, and the closest we could get was her niece, Anna. Anna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Now, have you ever ice climbed before?
I have not, and it's a little intimidating, but I think it'll be fun.
All right, so what are your thoughts? What have you kind of pictured the experience is going to be like?
Well, what I've pictured it's going to be like is me falling from great heights, but what I think it's actually going to be like is using picks and things on our shoes to get all the way up to the top of this beautiful waterfall. I
think that's what's going to happen. We actually right now are in Joe's Valley, which is in Emery County, Utah. It's right off of Highway 10 in the heart of the state. It's a beautiful area. We're out here with one of the county commissioners and with some friends of his who are ice climbers, and they are going to take us through this experience. We want you to come along with us because this is an experience that everyone should try, and it's a lot easier than you think. So are you ready to learn a little bit?
I am, and I'm hoping it's a lot easier than I think.
It is. Right now we have to go off to our travel adventure. One of the greatest ATV events in the world is happening just next month. We're going to show it to you right now.
Thanks, Steve. I'm Kory, and today I'm on the Utah-Arizona border with a couple hundred friends for the Tri-State ATV Jamboree. Every year, the Washington County Regional Fairgrounds in Hurricane, Utah becomes the starting point to one of the most expansive and most incredibly eye-opening events in the West.
The Jamboree is 10 years old and explores many of the same trails we have over that period of 10 years, and we're constantly trying to open trails that are appropriate for our use. And the Jamboree serves breakfast and a dinner. We go Thursday, Friday, Saturday on trail rides. Usually one trail ride a day is all we can get in.
This is our 10th year with the Jamboree. I've been with them for about 6, my wife and I have. We heard about it and came down here, and we loved it so much that we now have a second place down here that we spend the winter in and ride with all of the group.
Well, the nice thing about the Jamboree is that you learn different trails. And they've got great guides. It's very well organized. The food, it's just very well put together.
The Tri-State ATV Jamboree started as a way for riders unfamiliar with southern Utah to discover many of the hidden secrets that the general public misses as they drive by in their cars on I-15 at 75 miles an hour. Many Jamborees only offer a few rides, but this Jamboree offers 21 different trail excursions that cover every type of terrain imaginable, from sand dunes to bluffs. Many even end with slot canyon hikes. Now, once again, one of the most appealing things about this ride is the diversity of the terrain. Many times when you go to just the sand dunes where you need sand tires, or you just go rock crawling where you need a rock crawler, you have to have a very specific ATV. The good thing about this terrain is that your typical ATV, stock ATV, is sufficient for any of these trails. As you can see, there's not one trail down here that is not absolutely stunning and picturesque. But my favorite rides down here are in the Red Rock. Why, you ask? Because this is unique to the West. I love the romantic aspect of the Red Rock, and it's something that you can't see anywhere, and that's why people travel thousands of miles to come to this Jamboree. To prove that fact, just look at the license plates from just about every state in the Union. I enjoy off-roading for several reasons, and sometimes I want to be by myself. I just want to go with one or two vehicles and just be with a couple friends. Other times like this, I want to be with half of the world because I get to meet new friends and learn about each one of them. I also like being guided because I don't have to worry about the train and where we're going and entertaining everyone. I can just focus on enjoying nature and having great conversation with those in my vehicle.
You're riding with guides that know these trails. They know this country, and most of these guides have been here many years and have had the opportunity to pre-ride the trail, so we know if there's washouts or snow or mud or conditions which are challenging for most riders. And we label the trails beginning, intermediate, and advanced for the different levels of ridership that come here.
Going out on my own and not knowing all of the areas, I'm always a little bit nervous about making sure I find my way back home. But with our guys, you don't have to worry about that, and they can tell you a little bit of the history about the area, and that's, to me, is a great thing.
If you stay in the big city and you don't go out west where we are, I don't believe that you get a true understanding of your ancestors and all the history that is part of this great part of the West and our great nation. When I'm down here in the middle of nowhere, it makes me feel like I am standing on a place that some of my ancestors stood 100 years ago. All sorts of great historical events happen down here, and you can see traces of them. I feel very privileged to be here, but I also feel very privileged that I'm not having to do it on horseback and I can do it on a great ATV. This year's Tri-State ATV Jamboree is being held March 12th through the 15th. But if you can't make it this year, the good news is we're going to be back next year, so mark your calendars now for 2015.
The experiences you have just with mingling with other people and seeing equipment, it's a little something for everyone.
Great people, food, and camaraderie. I certainly would recommend it to anybody, and particularly coming through the winter and having cabin fever. And it's time to get out and enjoy a little bit of the spring.
From the Tri-State ATV Jamboree, I'm Kory Toon.
If you'd like more information on our travel adventure, just go to AYLTV.com. As always, you can watch extended editions there. You can also check us out on Facebook at AYLTV. Well, I got to go get geared up. Ben, you want to take Anna through this? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. I'll be back to climb in just a minute.
All right. Okay, Ben, tell me what we're doing here and what I need to do.
Okay, so obviously you've got a little wall of ice in front of you.
Obviously.
For some reason you want to go to the top, right?
Yes, I've been told I want to go to the top.
So we're using all the safety equipment that's obviously tried and true. You have your ropes that you, like we talked about a little earlier, that can hold easily up to a truck. You have ice tools, you have crampons, you have all the tools to jump on the ice. Your concept is to jump in, get your crampons, your ice tools to stick in, stand up, and do it over and over and over to get to the top.
How big a step do I want to take?
That's perfect.
Is that perfect?
Not too big, not too small.
Because it's kind of big, I feel.
Okay, if it's too big and it's awkward, then take a little smaller step. At this point, you're going to reach your ice tool up.
Okay.
And you'll sort of aim it. Sort of put it up above your head, like
okay.
Reach your ice axe all the way back, swing it forward. Okay, you want it to stick. So now here, this is where, like we talked about, you want to take your foot and kick it in pretty aggressively, pretty hard, 2, 3, 4 times so your toe really feels like it's in there. Good.
All right, I'm going to keep climbing. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, there'll be more at your leisure.
Nothing will stop us from delivering the service you need. Triple S Polaris. Service to the power of 3.
Ular, Lord of Snow! I have traveled for many weeks. I have come with a question. Where can I find the greatest snow?
Ah, you've asked the right question. He will show you the way.
What?
Do you want to find the greatest snow? No need to travel for weeks. Look no further than Cedar City and Bryan Head for your access to adventure. Follow Ular to Cedar City, Bryan Head and discover a playground of mythic proportions.
The 2014 Ski-Doo Summit, featuring the T-Motion suspension and Flex Edge track. The suspension flexes. The track bends. Mountains break. T-Motion and Flex Edge for a more responsive and agile ride. It's technology you'll only find on Ski-Doo sleds. The 2014 Ski-Doo Summit.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Stephen Human. I'm here with Anna Rossi, and we are in beautiful Joe's Valley in Emery County, and we are ice climbing. This is a great activity. Highly suggest you come out and give it a try. It's way easier than you think it is. Well, right now, while I head up to Anna, why don't we head off to Chad Booth for our product review.
Welcome to this week's product review for Ray City RV. Today we are looking at the 270 DBHS. This is an outdoor RV Timber Ridge line trailer. Now this is a great value pack trailer. It's a lightweight, which means it's easy for you to tow, and it's got some great features. Notice how Timber Ridge has taken this front end cap and changed it this year. Instead of being a tilt back, which affects your cabin room, they managed to maintain the aerodynamics by curving it front to back. It shifts more room to the inside, which we'll show you a little bit later. It also has the plating all the way across the front. Notice how high they've gone with it, so you don't get rock chips when you're traveling. A couple of things that are really nice on this one. In this category, you do not usually find power jacks, okay? But in this class of RV, they have decided to go ahead and put that on. One thing I really like about it, and outdoor RV is the only one that I know that ever does this, is a low pressure takeoff valve, so you can run your barbecue and things like that right from this tank. You don't have to bring an extra tank when you like have your Camp Chef stove with you. I think that's a really neat feature. So the back part of this little travel trailer, you've got double bunks. Now if you got smaller kids, you can easily put 2 kids here, 2 kids here. Now with kids and a back door and a sand pile outside, you're going to have toys. Well, they've done something simple, but really clever. Behind this curtain that Carol Merrill is now pointing to, the lower bunk pops up just like this. And all this becomes storage. Pop out the TV, swing it over here like this, and there's a full entertainment center. It'll do MP3 music, AM, FM, CDs, DVDs. Now, remember I was talking about how they've changed the curves on the front of the trailer to acquire more room inside? Typically with the old design, that slope would start right about here and you'd be really cramped with your headspace. But by taking it and turning it, notice they've been able to recess this, still put some overhead cabinets, and have a front of motorhome placement orientation for the bed, with rooms for bookshelves and things of that nature. You've got little nightstands and your hanging walkers on either side. So it really does create a lot more space. So there you have a look at the new Timber Ridge 270. The DBHS, great new look for Timber Ridge this year, great new styles. Remember always, Timber Ridge is the one that has the foam laminated 2-inch thick sidewalls on their trailers. So this is a really well insulated trailer. It's designed as a year-round. Believe me, up in La Grande, Oregon, where they build these they know about year-round. Well, that's it for our product review. We'll see you next time on the Ray City Product Review. I'm Chad Booth.
When you made it through your busy week, it's time to rest and unwind. There's one thing that we can all agree, a getaway works every time. You're headed to the country, enjoy the comforts of your city living at Ray City RV.
Speed, performance, agility,
precision. The new Razor 4 XP. Experience the off-road like never before.
At Stedman's Recreation in Tooele, you'll find your best deal on Polaris. Everybody's going to tell you it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Can't get enough of At Your Leisure?
Missed the last episode because you were out playing?
Well, don't worry, because we have you covered.
AYLTV.com is the place to go where you can find full episodes in high definition, all the stories you love, extra info, and extended shows where you can see even more of our outdoor adventures.
Become a fan on Facebook and make it easier to win our weekly AYL vacations and prizes while meeting new outdoor friends.
AYL is everywhere, so join us online at AYLTV.com and on Facebook.
Never be out of touch with AYL again.
When customers come into a dealer to buy a motorhome, they want that dream of having a motorhome. They want to be able to use it. They want to be able to take their family out, but they have concerns. They have concerns of how much they're going to use it, how much it's going to cost them. What if you could make money on that RV? One of the things with Pappy's, we give them an option to be able to rent that motorhome, get some great tax benefits, and produce income during that time frame. We take care of their maintenance, we store it, gives them the benefits of being able to basically go out and buy a new motorhome for the cost of an old one.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. I am here with my special co-host for the day, Anna Rossi, Rhea's niece, because everybody else is at taking her snowmobiling. And we are overlooking the beautiful Joes Valley in Emery County, and we are ice climbing. So we're up pretty far. Anna, what are your thoughts on this experience so far?
So far, so good. It is easier than I thought it would be, but not as easy as our guides make it look, that's for sure.
Well, they're like bounding across the ice like it's made of glue. So basically, this is the gear you got. We are on belay, we're totally safe. The view behind us is absolutely something else. I mean, check that out. And then of course, when you're here with the ice, you know, this has a beauty all its own. I mean, you can see these shots of the waterfall, how big it is, how beautiful it is. What did you think when you first saw it, Anna?
I thought that it was intimidating, but it's absolutely beautiful.
There's something about a frozen waterfall.
There is. You don't see it very often, especially coming from Illinois.
All right, well, we're going to continue up. We have more At Your Leisure to show you. But right now, we're going to head off with Reece Stein. He's proving that fly fishermen know no season.
I'm Reece Stein, At Your Leisure, on one of Utah's great trout streams, where this blustery winter weather hasn't deterred one aptly named novice from braving the elements to learn just how exciting fly fishing can be. Jenny Weathered of Park City weathered cold-blowing snow to hook up with several brown and rainbow trout on the Provo River.
Oh, I told you.
Suddenly, the weather is just fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot warmer if there's a fish on the line.
Mark Forsland of Four Season Fly Fishers in Heber City is guiding Jenny on her first ever fly fishing adventure. He positions her to make the best cast and indicates just where he wants her to put that flaw.
And if we get that fly right on that current line, it's about a foot wide, that's where those fish are intercepting the flies.
Mark's strategy works. Almost.
Oh! Yeah. Oh! You gotta believe!
Jen misses many more fish than she hooks, but to her credit, the bite was very light.
This is her actual first day out fly fishing, and we worked within her strength, and she took to it very quickly. Watching her develop her cast, getting more distance, but more importantly today, the fish are striking the fly so lightly that she learned to understand to read that super sensitive strike, and she was setting on them.
The Provo is the best trout stream on the Wasatch Front. The lower stretch below Deer Creek Dam is full of brown trout, and late winter midge hatches bring the fish to life. And this cloudy, wet weather seems to just add to the action. And there are also some nice rainbow here.
Oh, pretty indeed.
Yeah, just a little girl fish. Got the midge.
This fish has taken a size 18 black zebra midge.
How cool.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Pretty little thing.
Strict regulations have kept the Provo a quality stream. Anglers must use only artificial flies and lures, no bait, and they may keep only 2 trout under 15 inches, although few Provo River anglers keep any at all.
big rainbow. Oh my.
Oh, look at this fish. Yeah.
Then about the time the cold started to chill our bones, Jen hooks up with a beauty.
I like the rainbow.
This is the day maker right here, kiddo. Stay
Yeah.
right where you're at.
Good.
Keep your rod tip high, kiddo.
When
he fights, he's in charge.
He's pretty, he's pretty, he's pretty, he's pretty, he's pretty.
Okay, you gotta come to me now. Lift the rod up high.
Oh, oh, what a pretty fish.
How's that?
That is a fish. That is the biggest fish I've ever caught.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
An 18-inch, 3-pound rainbow. Not bad for a first time out.
Seeing a complete beginner getting started and have that kind of success, that's really what it's all about as a guide. That's what makes me tick. It's the best.
Reece Stein at your leisure on the Provo River.
We'd like to thank Rocky Mountain ATV MC for sponsoring that trailhead story. Check them out at RockyMountainATVMC.com. You can get all of your riding gear, ATV gear, motorcycles, everything. Well, I'm here with Commissioner Ethan Migliori of Emery County, and your kids are they're hitting it right now, right? They've never done this before?
No, they've never done this before.
Are you nervous, or you think they're
No,
okay?
they're fearless.
Okay.
I hope.
Well, obviously we're here in Joe's Valley, which is a beautiful place in Emery County, but this is only one destination. I mean, you guys are San Rafael country. Tell us about that.
You know, we have some amazing recreation in the area. Just in the Joe's Valley area where we're at today, we have the Arapino HV trails through the whole Manti-Vesel forest. We got Joe's Valley behind us. Well, I guess it's in front of us, behind the camera. They got, you know, the tiger muskie are getting into that 40-inch range now, so the fishing's fantastic for those who love fishing. You know, we've got the ice climbing, 25 or so more different sites throughout the area. World-class bouldering. We're known as they travel from everywhere to come in for that, Germany, France, you know, and now they've even started rippling down into the Cedar Mountain, down into the swell area to rock climb, because they've just found so many fantastic places to rock climb in this area. Then from the mountains, we drop right into the desert. You know, we have the Wedge, mountain biking out there, just great OHV trails out through the San Rafael. It's just an amazing place to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the San Rafael swell. I mean, just being able to go out there and explore and have it be that, you know, it's almost like personally for me, I always feel like I'm the only person who's ever seen any of it. You know, you walk out on a ledge or something, you can't believe you're seeing something so spectacular.
Yeah, well, for the average tourist or person in Utah, you hear about the Moabs, you know, you hear about the Park Cities, but for those that really enjoy recreation, they know about Emery County. We have a lot of room to share and a lot of things to offer.
Well, I'm personally really excited to explore more of Emery County over the summer and get to know some of these areas. And hopefully all of you will come with us every time, because this is a great place you need to bring your family down to. Well, right now we've got to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have this week's giveaway winner.
Public lands are a part of our American heritage. They define us in ways that go beyond just our need to explore and our drive to see past the horizon. As these lands are closed and public access limited, the toll is greater than just a few miles of trail gone or an inaccessible overlook. The price is our American lifestyle itself. The Blue Ribbon Coalition fights to make sure that doesn't happen. The Blue Ribbon Coalition is there to make a stand. Join us in the battle. BlueRibbonCoalition.org. We fight for access.
When you get off the trail or get off the lake, you want a clean place to come back to. When you come back to the Hilton Garden Inn, we take care of you. We've got quite a bit of luxuries that I love here. The office lounge is a great place to have dinner, have a cocktail if that fancies you, and you can just sit down and relax. If you need to get to the trails, our front desk agents are amazing. They already have the maps printed out for you so you don't get lost wherever you're going. To make sure that you have a comfortable, clean environment with very helpful, friendly people.
This is the funnest part right here.
Says who? Whoop. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're here ice climbing in Emery County. I'm Anna.
And she's pretty much filling in for everyone because everybody is at Take a Friend Snowmobiling. Well, this has been a really cool experience. And as you can see behind us, the kids are now climbing. This isn't a sport that is just the adults, that is just limited to the adults. You can be any age. Ben had his kids out here when they were as young as 6 years old climbing these frozen waterfalls, and it's extremely safe. As you can see, just like us, they're completely on belay. They're safe the entire time, and they are fearless.
Absolutely fearless.
I don't know about you, but I had a little bit of nerves, you know, as you're going up.
I had plenty of nerves as I was going up.
But look at them go. They're just going. So if you want to try this, there are plenty of outfitters that you can hook up with. They'll give you all the correct gear, teach you how to do it, and you can do exactly what we're doing today. It's a really great experience.
It's been wonderful.
All right, well, we have our giveaway winner. You know, your AYL stickers, if you don't have one, you need to get one. We have our winner this week, and it's a Facebook winner. Check this out. Look at that Camaro. That is spectacular. And if you wanted to win, you know, put it on, you know, I want a Lamborghini at some point. But look at that Camaro. You are our winner. And in commemoration of your very cool car, you are winning a family 4-pack to Fast Carts so that you can drive as fast as you want without being pulled over. It'd be really great if you could take the Camaro out there, but unfortunately you can't. With our events coming up, basically we have the Tri-State OHV Jamboree, which is March 12th through the 15th. AYL is going to be there. Chad and Ree are going to be down there. So come on out. You can find out more at tristateohvjam.com. And right now we just need to take a look at next week's show.
Hold on tight, because next week Ree and I are rappelling Southern Nevada and finding out how you can go from the rope to the paintball range, all in one single day. Then Don Dunwell looks at one little bird that could have a huge impact on how we recreate in the West. Finally, we'll have a new AYL giveaway winner. It's all here next week on AYL.
Well, next week's show looks really good.
It does. What did you think of today's, though?
I thought it was great. I had a great time. Everyone was wonderful that we worked with, and I'm glad that I was able to be a part of it.
So I guess the question is, would you ever go ice climbing again?
Oh, I can't wait to go again. I cannot wait. Yeah.
There you go. They can't get a better endorsement than that right there of somebody wanting to go and do something again. Now, Emery County has a lot to offer. We've been only able to show you a little sliver of it today. We're going to be showing you more over the coming months, so you always want to watch At Your Leisure, but this is a great place. Right now we're in Castledale. It's a great little town. We mentioned it earlier with the commissioner, and it has restaurants and it has hotels. It's a great base camp for going out and experiencing everything that there is to offer. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. Personally, I would like to check out one of the restaurants. What about you?
Let's do it.
A little bit hungry?
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Well, between now and the next time we all get together, make sure that you get out with your family and friends and enjoy the great outdoors at your leisure. All right, let's go.
Really tight, so if any point you need to rest, you'll let them know. You'll say, Steve, I need to rest.
Steve, I need to rest.
I need to take a breather.
Am I practicing right now? Am I looking at the red light or to the lens? Okay. Should I yell it? Hey, Steve, hurry up.